There's something about you. It's hard to explain. I don't remember the lyrics. Hello everyone, the Duke here, and do you remember Road 96? I remember seeing this game on Steam and, well, it caught my eye and I didn't pick it up until a couple years later as it came out in 2021 for only about $7. The game is typically $20, which, I don't know, is not a bad price for what you get. I put roughly about 7 hours into it and I had a good time. The synopsis for the story is that you're a teenager trying to cross the border or get to Road 96, which is the exit out of Petraria. I'm tempted to say Vitoria, but it's this fictional country that has a lot of political issues. This is one of those games where the developers say your decisions matter, and they do to a certain degree, although you are railroaded into a storyline, which isn't bad. Obviously, it's impossible for them to make a million different combinations, but it did take a little bit of the magic out on my second playthrough, and while I did find new locations there, I was, well, greeted with the same old ones, and even though I tried to do different things, it kind of, again, railroaded me back into the originals. I really enjoyed the dialogue in this game. It does a great job of making all the characters interesting despite their different affiliations and not being biased toward one or the other. You can get behind what made them what they are today. There's a total of about 6 characters, which in my first playthrough, I 100%ed, I think, 3 of them or so. I mean, it's not terribly difficult, you just want to expand all the dialogue options. One set of characters, though, definitely more interesting and my favorite out of all of them. Stan and Matt! The soundtrack is another part which I really liked. It's perfect road trip music, and they really knocked it out of the park. Now, the gameplay has a lot of minigames such as playing air hockey. They're fun, not too challenging, though I wish there was a little more interactivity with certain things. Like, you can talk to a lot of people, but you're very much, you have to go where they want you to do. I really like the art style in this game, though I did encounter some visual glitches, which, I mean, honestly, they just look lazy. Like, they didn't think anyone would look too closely, and so they just, throw it over there, which is disappointing because it feels like this game is not 100% polished. I never had any crashes or glitches. I could quit out after a chapter just fine, as there is no save button as far as I know. You have to get to an area, and once you're there, then you can quit. It just felt like the game needed more polish, and I mean, it's been out a couple years, they're probably not going to do any updates to it anyway, but a little disappointing. Also, there's pre-rendered cutscenes, and the bitrate is just terrible on them. I have no idea what happened. I've seen this in a couple other games, like I think Ghost Recon Wildlands had it, where the cutscenes are just, I don't know what happened. They just look bad. One thing I forgot to mention is that while the game is definitely not terribly difficult, there are a couple situations where if you're not smart, you can get a game over pretty quickly. Overall though, I really enjoyed Road 96. The dialogue's great. I like the storyline, it's interesting, it captivates you. The music is great. I wish your actions had a little more impact on the world, like more cops if you do this, or explosions or fire here if you do something else, but it is what it is. Overall, I'm very pleased with Road 96, and I think you might enjoy it as well. I hope you enjoyed this review, and this has been the Duke, signing off.